This is what will start to happen in your body as early as 14 days after you quit excessive sugar and carbohydrates. The first thing you'll notice is that you'll begin to lose weight, not just weight, specifically fat. And the reason is absolutely clear. When you consume sugar, your body uses it as its primary source of energy. And given the choice of sugar or fat for energy, it'll always opt for sugar. Fat remains untouched. Moreover, your body can only reserve about 1,700 kilocalories in the form of glucose. Everything else is converted back into fat. This happens because your body releases insulin to handle sugar, which signals cells to store surplus energy as fat, meaning excess sugar directly results in increased fat. When you remove sugar from your diet, the opposite occurs. Insulin levels in your body decrease, and your body begins to use stored fat as an energy source since there's no sugar. Your body simply switches to another energy source, your fat. This process is called ketosis. It regulates your fat reserves, resulting in weight loss, meaning when you remove sugar, your body starts burning fat, and its amount decreases, particularly noticeable around your abdomen. It's simple. When you consume sugar, your fat increases. When you don't, your fat starts to disappear. In the first couple of weeks, you'll lose at least 13 pounds, which is important. But even more important is that you'll switch to fat expenditure and start losing weight by shedding the fat you don't need. Here, it's important to understand that when I say sugar, I'm not referring just to refined sugar, but also to added sugars. Sugar cleverly hides in seemingly harmless foods. We unknowingly consume sugar, even when we believe there's none. Consider this. Just 1 tablespoon of ketchup contains a whole teaspoon of free sugars. A small packet of juice hides 4 spoonfuls. Fruit yogurt contains 6. A sports drink has 8. Sugary soda has 10 or more. Drinking a large chocolate smoothie is equivalent to consuming 17 spoonfuls of sugar. Sugar is cunning and is expertly hidden all around. The issue for most people is they consume sugar without noticing. Another benefit that awaits you once you cut out sugar is a decrease in food cravings. This is another significant aspect of your diet that often goes unnoticed. When you consume sugar or fast carbohydrates, your blood sugar levels surge, causing a quick release of insulin. This sudden spike in insulin can cause blood sugar levels to drop rapidly, which in turn causes a feeling: hunger and the desire to eat even more food. That is, the more you eat, the more you want. After eating sugar, you want to eat again in just half an hour. A simple example. Imagine you have a credit card with high interest rates. You start using that credit card for purchases, and then when the bill comes in, you find that you are having a hard time mowing down the debt because of the high interest rates. In this way, you decide to pay only the minimum payment, but due to the accrued interest, your debt continues to grow and becomes even more difficult to repay. As a result, you continue to use your credit card for purchases to cover running expenses, which further increases your debt. In this way, the process of debt and interest accumulation becomes self-sustaining and accumulating, creating a financial loop from which it is difficult to get out. It's pretty much the same with sugar consumption. The more you consume, the higher your appetite, and you'll eat even more sugar. However, when you eliminate sugar and fast carbs from your diet, your blood sugar levels become more stable. This helps to avoid sharp insulin spikes and fluctuations. Not from sugar, which ultimately reduces your food cravings. Furthermore, reducing your intake of sugar and carbohydrates promotes more efficient use of fat as an energy source, which also decreases your desire for food. You lose weight because you burn fat, and you eat less because you feel full from burning fat, so you also lose weight. It's as if we're running a loop backwards, and if we only got worse with each new cycle, now it keeps getting better each time. And that's another thing. Plus, losing weight on a carb diet is super hard. You limit yourself, you starve, your body is stressed because it thinks bad times have come. Like in the Stone Age, it thinks that you didn't catch your mammoth. You're hungry. You have to constantly fight this feeling. You limit yourself. You push yourself. You fight with yourself. You dream of cakes at night. You're in constant stress. This is torture. You won't last long on such a diet. On the contrary, by eliminating carbohydrates, by switching to fat as a source of energy, you will have a constant feeling of satiety between meals. As a result, you'll lose weight in general, improve your health more comfortably and much easier. And I'm not talking about those carbohydrates that are in greens. I'm talking about cereals, bread, pasta, starch, potatoes, and so on. Thirdly, after giving up sugar, your face will get sculpted. One of the most noticeable changes that you'll notice in the mirror will be an improvement in the shape of your face. What's the cause? With water retention in your body's tissues, how excess water in the body makes your face puffy, swollen, and bloated can be seen most clearly in the example of a person after a fun night with the consumption of a large amount of alcohol. Alcohol retains water, which is why a person often has a swollen face in the morning. Sugar behaves in the same way. It is like a sponge. It absorbs it and doesn't. And if alcohol consumption is clear, people don't drink alcohol all the time, at least. I hope you don't drink alcohol too frequently, you drink it too often. And after a while, the water retained in the body by alcohol will still be removed. Then you consume sugar constantly, which means that you have a constant excess of water. So consider that you constantly have a slightly hungover face, bloated and swollen. However, when we give up sugar, the level of glucose in the blood stabilizes, which leads to a decrease in water retention. This process helps your face become less bloated and thinner, which makes you look more expressive and attractive. Also, you will notice positive changes on the scale. 1 of the carbohydrates binds or retains 4 ounces of water in the body. So if you eat 3 ounces of carbohydrates, you gain a whole pound of weight. You can easily consume a pound of carbohydrates during the day, so the weight gain would be 5 pounds. Excess water will be eliminated, as well as unnecessary pounds in the form of water in addition to fat loss. By giving up added sugar, you will lose weight, get rid of hunger pangs, and feel satiated and comfortable. Your face will appear more. Your clothes will start to fit better. The 4th improvement that will occur is a decrease in inflammation. Why? Mainly because sugar is the primary food source for inflammatory processes in the body. When we consume too much sugar, it stimulates inflammation. This can lead to various diseases and health problems, as sugar contributes to the increase in cytokines, molecules that can cause inflammation. Moreover, sugar can increase oxidative stress, which can also intensify inflammation. By cutting out sugar, we are reducing the risk of inflammation, thereby reducing overall bodily inflammation, which logically means your skin will significantly improve. Inflammation can trigger the overproduction of sebum by sebaceous glands, increasing the risk of developing acne and other skin problems. We're removing inflammation throughout the body, which logically means acne on the facial skin will start to disappear and the facial red rash will also go away. Your skin will start to feel better. It will become more elastic, smooth, fresh, clean, and pleasant to the touch. And your skin won't only become clean and inflammation-free. The next thing that will improve after eliminating sugar is that you will age more slowly. Your skin will regain its elasticity. Wrinkles will start to fade, as well as sagging skin, thinning, photoaging, and puffiness. Unbelievably, this is exactly what will happen. In simple terms, the main thing is a process referred to as glycation. The elasticity of our skin is attributed to 2 proteins, collagen and elastin. The regular structure of collagen and elastin is destroyed when sugar is consumed. Glycation majorly determines our biological age and is one of the key factors of aging. Basically, the less sugar you have, the younger you are. The next thing that will improve is that you will become more energetic. You will gain a lot more strength and you will be able to do a lot more. You will no longer feel worn out and exhausted. As soon as you step into the house coming back from work, as I mentioned earlier, between using sugar or fat for energy, your body will always choose sugar. The issue that most people aren't aware of is that it seems we consume sweets only to feel a rush of energy. However, over time, our body becomes accustomed to this effect. Pure glucose is absorbed quickly, hence it provides an immediate but incredibly brief shot of energy. Our body has very limited reserves of sugar-based calories, only about 1,700, and they burn out fast. As for the reserves of calories and fat, they are abundantly more. Even the skinniest person carries around 100,000 calories. Just imagine, all this time you've been drawing energy from tiny batteries that extinguish in an instant and have to be constantly replaced. Energy was plummeting to zero, and a new battery was urgently required. By cutting out sugar and switching your body to using fat, you'll feel full between meals and have a huge amount of energy throughout the day. In the form of fat, it is. There is more than enough energy itself. You'll feel as if you've been connected to a huge power plant with unlimited energy for you. Your mood will improve. There is a common myth that sweets cheer you up. It's a trap. Nobody tells you that sweets are addictive. Sugar dependence will decrease in the country soon. As I've already said, sugar is not enough for a long time. It breaks down and is used up quickly, and you get such a fluctuation. You ate something sweet, your mood went up sharply, your body processed the sugar, and your mood dropped quickly. After giving up sugar, mood swings, irritability, unreasonable anger will go away. Your mood will return to normal and become adequate. And in the end, I've left perhaps the most significant improvement that will result from quitting sugar. Your insulin resistance will start to fade. Insulin resistance is at the root of almost all health issues. In short, what is it? Insulin resistance is a condition where body cells start to stop reacting to insulin itself. cells put up their own barrier against sugar. Insulin is a hormone that helps cells absorb glucose from the blood to use it for energy. However, when cells become insulin resistant, they cannot use glucose effectively, and the efficiency of insulin decreases. Your pancreas in Latin, is unable to understand that insulin simply stopped working. The pancreas starts to react more easily. Yeah, insulin is produced, but blood sugar doesn't decrease. So what should be done? Indeed, the simplest solution is for your pancreas to produce even more insulin. The brain gives the command, and your pancreas simply pumps out more insulin. Now, the level of insulin in the blood also rises, causing your body's cells to become even more resistant to insulin. Insulin becomes less effective, and for sugar to still be processed, the pancreas must produce more and more insulin. This leads to a vicious cycle. More blood sugar, more insulin, higher insulin resistance, more blood sugar. So it's an endless loop, a continuous chain of deterioration that only gets worse each time. Eventually, your pancreas will be worn out and no longer able to produce enough insulin. As a result, insulin resistance leads to diabetes in 95% of cases, virtually guaranteed. By giving up sugar, you'll get rid of insulin resistance. Your insulin effectiveness will return to normal, and this will let you better absorb necessary substances like potassium, magnesium, vitamin B1, which will, by the way, give you healthy sleep, calcium, and many others, even vitamin D. Your body will start to normalize, lose belly fat and butt fat, which shows as cellulite due to normalization of amino acid absorption. Overcoming insulin resistance will help reduce the frequency of acute respiratory viral infections and help prevent them. Type 2 diabetes, stroke, heart attacks, and other cardiovascular diseases, metabolic syndrome, atherosclerosis, fat accumulation in the liver, candidiasis, inflammatory bowel disease, and even a reduced risk of cancer. Your eyes will become less stressed, your vision will improve, and the risk of several issues like diabetic retinopathy and cataracts will decrease. Your kidneys will also thank you for ditching sugar, which can lead to inflammation in the kidneys, reducing the chance of a very serious disease, nephropathy. So your kidneys will also work better. The functioning of your brain will improve, as will its cognitive functions. The likelihood of Alzheimer's disease will decrease. Simply put, you will think faster, take more factors into account, and become smarter, becoming the person you were always meant to be. Finally, your arteries. Elevated blood sugar levels can contribute to the development of atherosclerosis, increasing your risk of cardiovascular disease. Simply avoiding sugar helps improve arterial health, reduce inflammation, and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Cholesterol will start to go away, and so will it. Everything will begin to happen to you in 14 days. Only 2 weeks separate you from the beginning of improvements. Just one simple and obvious action for every sensible person will lead to the improvement of your life, and in almost all areas, even in non-obvious ones. Well, first of all, we have analyzed only 10 improvements that will happen to you after giving up excess sugar and carbohydrates. Secondly, cutting out excess sugar will make you feel better overall. You will simply become more efficient and productive. Right away, you'll gain an edge over most people and start earning more money. Proper nutrition is not just about health and attractiveness. It's about growing your income, getting new cars, the house you've always dreamed of, traveling, vacationing in the best places on the planet, buying expensive things, a more fulfilling love life, education for your children, because now you can achieve more. Now you have the strength and energy for it. Your brain works much better. You've simply become more efficient, faster, and smarter. And quitting excessive sugar and carbs is actually simple. Anyone can do it. Just think. Your distant ancestors didn't consume refined sugar at all. And we'll certainly figure out together in the next videos how to structure a proper diet. Make yourself more efficient, and your life of higher quality, more comfortable and happier.